motherfucking trailer.
Would you like to see Gorosaurus versus Man, the solo trilogy from Touhou? No, I would not, because nobody gives a shit about those two monsters. So let's be real, honestly. With the exception of a handful of Touhou monsters, a lot of them really suck.
To stop the motherfucking lie.
Look at this guy's got glasses. Oh, a sophisticated zombie.
I heard Rodan's in here. I don't know if I don't know if I missed him.
I missed Rodan. On top of the volcano, I missed Rodan. Flying over the water, I missed Rodan. He's been confirmed, established 2014, right here on E.T.N motherfucking N. I have only ever loved one woman. And it ain't you, bitch. Poof. Bye-bye. Have a nice trip. See you next fall, because winter's coming.
I figured, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And number one is Godzilla. Godzilla?
Motherfucking trailer.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? How's everybody doing? Good, good, good. Yes, round of applause for you guys too. Thank you. Grazie. Oh! All right. Did he? Did we miss you? Why? Where'd you go? I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. No, I didn't miss you. I didn't like. I mean, if you were gone for like 2 months, and you were a regular, then maybe I would. But even that's a stretch, because there's some guys who've been here for 4 years. They may not show up for stream for a month, and I still don't miss them. So no, I didn't miss you, and I doubt anybody else here missed you either. So, you know, this is a place of honesty. This is not a place where we cater to your feelings. So I apologize if it's not the response you wanted, but at least you know we're telling the truth. Hey Rob, I ordered Godzilla vs. Kong today. Get it tomorrow. Congrats, man. Watch the shit out of it. Shit, I've been watching you for 7 years. My man. Who didn't we miss? J-Mex, I guess, you know, he needs to feel the love. I haven't been here for the last 2 streams. That's it? Just 2 streams and you talking about has anyone missed me? Two streams and it's like, yo, did you guys miss me? What? Well, what? Oh boy, we're starting early. Oh, that's like going to see your girlfriend and then you leave for the night and you come back the next morning with a coffee, be like, yo, did you miss me? She's probably gonna say yes, but in her mind, no, she didn't because she just saw you like 12 hours ago. But she'll say yes. So if you want that kind of, I know, I'm messing with you too. All right, real quick. Friday is up in the air for a stream because Friday morning I'm going for a root canal. So depending how I feel will determine whether or not I stream on Friday. So it turns out it wasn't a wisdom tooth. I need a root canal. Yeah. Even with my insurance, it's still going to cost me just under $2,000. You gotta love it. You gotta love medical stuff. So, if I didn't have insurance, it'd cost me like $3,500. So with my insurance, because my insurance only covers like a little less than 50% of it. So yep. Someone said stream your root canal. Stream my root canal. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Rob, your thoughts on Xbox at E3? Why? What happened with Xbox? What'd they do? If it's like games like Halo and Gears, and I'm not interested. Like, I actually liked the first 2 Gears, and after that, I was like, okay, I'm done with that. Rob, ask Biden for it. I heard everything is going to be free. Yeah. Dental insurance hardly covers anything. I know, dental insurance sucks. Time to go to Tijuana. Yeah. Rob, your thoughts on Adam Wingard saying that story doesn't matter? Did he say that? He's not wrong. I mean, most of the movies, Godzilla vs. Kong didn't have a story. It was very bare bone. If you want story-rich Godzilla vs. Kong, you got to read the book. You got to read the novel. There's no story in that movie. It's very little. What made that movie good was obviously Godzilla vs. Kong. The special effects were top-notch, probably the best in the series. And if you like fantasy elements, like me, I love fantasy elements. So the Hollow Earth for me was great treat. I'd like to know more about it. I'm hoping we get that. But outside of that, thoughts on the Guardian games? I'm so very confused. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy game? Yeah, no, I'm not. Now, are you talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy game, or are you talking about a different game with Guardian in it? If you talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy game, not absolutely 100% zero interest. It's made by the same team that made the Avengers. Not even going to look in that direction. Did you see the new Zelda game? No, I didn't watch E3 today. Today was pretty busy. I had, kids are out of school now, so I had I took Raven to the groomer, so she's looking all pretty and smelling all good. And I've still been in a lot of pain with the tooth. I've been taking so many pills, not even funny. He put me on an antibiotic because there's a big infection up there which is causing the pain. So he wants to take care of that. And then I get it fixed on Friday. They're going to split it into 2 appointments. I'm going to go in for the root canal, then I got to return for the crown. So, and it's kind of a rush job because I want to get it done before I go to work. I start work on the 28th, so I want to get this over and done with. That way I don't have to worry about taking time off of work to go to the dentist. I don't want to start off that way. I want to start off, it's bad enough I'm going on vacation 2 weeks after I start the job because I told them that I already had paid for my vacation before, and they said, okay, that's no problem, you can go. So last thing I want to do is take a vacation and have to take 2 days off to go to the dentist. So I'm trying to get it done now. Rob, the one from Square Enix, I'm not touching the game. Yeah, I'm not going near that. Most critics I've seen said that they liked the movie because it wasn't plot heavy and it was cut to the chase with the monsters. I don't know why some people are shocked by that. Yeah, I mean, you guys gotta understand. In a kaiju movie, story is important to most of us kaiju fans, but the general consensus, nobody gives a shit about the story. General audiences love monster stuff. They just want to see monster romp. That's it. They don't give a shit about anything else. You know, unless you're heavily invested in the genre, like many of us are. But I mean, even some of us don't really care about story. I mean, we can take it or leave it. If we get a great story, that's like cherry on top. But let's be real. I mean, I don't know about any of you guys, but I've seen all the Godzilla movies so many times at this point. If I watch a Godzilla movie, I fast forward it right to the monster spots. I don't pay attention to the story. I already know what it is. Number one, number two, a lot of them aren't all that great. So it's like, well, I mean, that's what I'm there for. I'm there for Godzilla. That's what, you know. But yeah, there's some movies that have great story. You know, there's not many of them though. You know, GMK story was pretty good. You know, Godzilla vs. Destroyer was pretty good. Godzilla vs. Biollante aged well. You know, Godzilla 84. You know, Godzilla vs. Mothra, I like that one a lot. You know, so there's definitely some good stories in there, but even the ones that I like the story, I just fast forwarded to the fight scenes. I would love for a monster movie to okay. Oh, you took the message away. Most Godzilla movies have a bad story. Yeah, it's true. I never cared about the story from Touhou. Yeah, Jurassic Park is not a monster movie. It's a dinosaur movie. Explain how a T-Rex is a monster. Well, it's not human. I mean, does a dinosaur fall in the same category as a monster? Sure. Why not? The only reason you don't think of it as a monster is because we have an actual designation for it, because it's something that actually lived. But if you think about it, if we never discovered dinosaurs, or if they didn't exist and somebody made it a T-Rex, what would you call it? You wouldn't call it a T-Rex, you'd call it a monster. So people referring to dinosaurs, I mean, I would. You know, I mean, dinosaur would be the first thing you call it because, like I said, it's something that's tangible. But as an alternative, you can refer to a dinosaur as a monster. I don't see why you wouldn't. I haven't seen The Leader Battle Angel, no. The original film had no monster fights, but it's a masterpiece. Yeah, it is. Actually, most of his solo movies are the best movies. I would love a monster movie with a good story, but I never expect it. Yeah, well, that's the best thing, is not to expect it. Rob, do you think Touhou counts Kong's axe as their property because the axe has a piece of Godzilla? That's an interesting question. I don't think so. Rob, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy Origins? I'm playing the demo today on PS5. I don't know. I haven't played Final Fantasy Origins. I haven't played the demo. I haven't done anything E3. My only interest in E3 this year was, did Nintendo announce a new Switch? And I don't know if they did or not. I'm guessing they didn't because somebody would have told me. Because people know I've been holding out to find out that information because I've been wanting to buy a Switch. They didn't? Yeah, so. Well, Jurassic Park is a creature feature movie, I guess. It's basically an animal that falls into the category as monster. Rob, did I play Resident Evil Village? No, I have not. Rob, next week's Singular Point comes out. Yeah, finally. Rob, you're right about Wingard kind of telling the truth. He straight up said Godzilla was toying with Kong throughout the film. I mean, if you're an objective viewer, you knew that. Kong fans will never admit that, you know, but he was. He could have killed his ass plenty of times. So I'm not surprised by him saying that. It's just, for me, that's just confirmation. It's amazing. A lot of Kong fans hate a lot of the stuff I've said, but 90% of what I've said in terms of what I took from the movie is true. You know, it's just that, you know, you gotta look at it objectively. Like, if I was a Kong fan, I would have seen that too, and I would have just said, damn, man. I mean, I would have been upset, but I would have admitted it, you know, being honest. That's a good point about the original film. No fight scenes, and it was the best film, yeah. No Switch, yeah, okay, so E3 is washed, lack of effort by most of the companies this year was awful. Yeah, I've been looking at updates about, like, there wasn't anything in E3 that either I didn't know about already or that I really cared about. You know what I mean? Like Elden Ring, obviously, and they announced that before E3 even started. That's really, to me, the only one I'm waiting for. But soon as new Switch, yeah, but how soon? Like another 2 years? If it's another 2 years, I'll just get another Switch. I'm not gonna wait 2 years to play some of the games I want to play. There's a trailer out right now. It's supposedly going to be a reimagining and a prequel of the first Final Fantasy. Seems kind of interesting. A lot of things about chaos. Now, when you say the first Final Fantasy, you talk about the very first one from like the early 80s? Because that'll be great to play. But Rob, without Kong, we wouldn't have Godzilla. Kong started the giant monster movies, technically. Yeah, so. He started it, you're right. And Godzilla took it to a whole nother level. Whole nother level. Godzilla is a bigger star internationally than Kong is. Kong, I would say, is about even, maybe slightly more popular here. Their individual movies prove that. Godzilla 2014 did 550 something, and Kong Skull Island did what? Close to 6, a little over 6. Just slightly better. I heard E3 went woke. If they did, like I said, I didn't watch it. But we know one person that's in the 10% that don't know the reality of Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah. Are you still making your second book, Rob? Yeah, supposed to be in August. We're starting. My co-writer contacted me the other day, actually, and she asked me if we can push it back a month because we were supposed to start next month, but we're starting in July. When was Godzilla ever in danger of being killed by Kong? Yeah, Godzilla was never in any danger in that movie. Never once. They announced some kind of Metroid game called Metroid Dread. Yeah, I saw a little bit of images of that. So, see, that's what I'm saying, though. I would like to play that. There's a number of Nintendo games I want to play. I just don't know if I should pull the trigger on a Switch or wait. Everybody knows there's new hardware coming or an upgraded version. The question is, when are they going to announce it, and when does it come out? Because if it comes out like next year or later this year, then I'll obviously wait. But if they're not going to release it for like another 2 years, I'm not going to wait. Yeah, the very first one, I know Chaos has something to do with it. The Final Fantasy somehow, like its power source or something. Yeah, they've used that Chaos before. You'll hear a lot of things in Final Fantasy lore that you've heard in different games, like Espers or Summons, and Espers are kind of one and the same, but depending on the game, they'll use different, or they'll call them Aeons, you know, Materia. Final Fantasy VII is called Materia. What do you expect in the Spider-Man trailer? Do you think they show Toby and Andrew or just the villains? They'll definitely show one of them too, just to kind of confirm with people and get people excited. Villains, I expect there to be a tease of something we don't know about yet. Rob, what do you think about D-Man's return with all his troll videos? I haven't watched them. Godzilla technically was the first kaiju film. Godzilla transformed monster movies to what they are now. Yeah. I mean, I'm not denying that Kong started it all. All I'm saying is that Godzilla brought it to a whole nother level. Some people say Kong wasn't treated respectfully in this movie. No, that's not true. Just because he got his ass whipped doesn't mean he's not respected as a feature film monster. I mean, the chances, I think it's pretty clear that he's probably going to get a solo film, another one. And he'll be heavily featured in the Monsterverse and in the Hollow Earth. I mean, I don't think he was he was the hero of the movie. Well, what more do you want? Like, he literally beat Mechagodzilla. What other kaiju or monster has ever beat Mechagodzilla other than Godzilla? So, I mean, you know, like, Kong fans are going to see it in that crazy way of he was disrespected just because they want him to beat Godzilla. Well, I mean, he was the hero of the movie. He saved Godzilla's life. What more do you want? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's right there in front of you. Just kind of, like, stop being obsessive about it. Just, take the win that you got. Is the new Switch a new console entirely or simply an upgrade to the same? I think it's going to be an upgrade from what I heard. E3 is basically a huge W for Xbox and everything else was caca. Now Xbox is making another showcase this Thursday because they have too much games in production. All right, so what did they announce that was so, like, got people hyped up? Because, I mean, Xbox fans get hyped up about anything. because they just are always waiting for something exclusive. I feel like ever since the 360, the Xbox has just gone downhill. Electro and Doc Ock are confirmed. I don't see them not showing them. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm thinking if you're going to have 3 Spider-Man, I might get a Miles Morales cameo. Maybe not in the trailer, but in the movie. I mean, they hinted at him in which one? Was it the first movie? King Caesar? What about King Caesar? Hold on, I'm trying to catch up here because I'm... Rob, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming back to the PS Store on June 21st. Wow. Isn't he getting his own anime as well? Yeah, well, I don't know if he's getting his own anime. They're doing an anime about Skull Island. So we might see him, but it's not going to be the Kong you see now. It's going to be the young Kong, because the Skull Island show, the animated show, is supposed to take place like in the past. What more do they want for him to be both Godzilla and Mechagodzilla? Yeah, seriously. I thought it looked good. Oh. Rob, the Iron Giant beat Mechagodzilla before Kong. Yeah. Yeah, but that was Ready Player One Mechagodzilla. It's not the same. It's not the same. Most of Xbox games are Game Pass day one. Is that's all it was? That was the big deal? Orbat was going to beat him after that. I thought, damn, that's shitty, and I'm more of a G-Man fan. Well, we don't know 100% for sure that Warbat would have won. You know, if the humans weren't there, I'm pretty sure Kong would have found a way out of that. I mean, he's been under worse threats before and still came. So I don't think that would have been. I mean, I think it's a fair argument to say that if the humans weren't there to save him, he would have gotten out of that on his own. I'm excited for Metroid Dread, and the video looked like old school Metroid. Yeah, it's 2D. Rob, since the next MonsterVerse movie is focused on Kong, what do you think Godzilla will be doing during that? I think he'll be off the table for a couple of years while Touhou makes their own Godzilla movie, but I think he will come back for a MonsterVerse finale. E3 was shit this year. Well, I'm glad I didn't watch it then. There's 6 villains in the movie. All right, and we know of how many of them. Whichever one we don't know about is probably the one they'll show in the trailer. Well, we know there's going to be Scorpion, right? Because they teased him at the end of the first Spider-Man. Yeah, the first movie, his uncle showed up and mentioned him. Yeah. All they showed on Xbox, Rob, was Starfield, Bethesda new IP, Halo, and Battlefield, so not good enough. Yeah, that doesn't, I mean, yeah, no. Yeah, Rob, there's a Kong YouTuber called King Kong 19100, and he made a whole video on how Kong was nerfed and disrespected in terms of power levels. Yeah, okay. I'm an Xbox fan just for Halo and Forza. Been a Halo fan for almost 20 years. Yeah, I've never gotten into Halo. Halo's definitely not my thing. What's up, guys? Just got done watering the plants. Oh, no, we just started. Battlefield 2042 isn't. Yeah, but it's just another FPS. Far Cry 6 had some good content, I guess. Yeah. Starfield, Stalker 2, which looks amazing. Halo multiplayer and its updated graphics. Flight Sim, Forza Horizon, which is photorealistic. You know, it's amazing. I look at all these games that get announced in E3. You know what I mean? And I feel like the more advanced these games get, the more AAA they get, the more I find myself enjoying indie games a lot more. Like, I go on Steam, man, and I can spend $60 on 5 different games, and I just have a ball playing them. It's so weird. Like, yeah, the AAA games, they look great. They got insane, but there's so many issues and there's so many first-person shooters. It's absolutely absurd. Like, I can't believe that genre has not gotten tired yet. And I enjoy it too, but I enjoy it in spurts. You know what I mean? Like, there was like a good year there that I was playing Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, and Black Ops. And I haven't touched the game in like the last 2 or 3 months. You know, because I got my fix. You know what I mean? Rob, you should check out the Guardian of the Galaxy game. It's single player. I saw it. It looks like garbage. I'm not going near it. I heard Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin will be back as well. That's what I've heard. Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Lizard, and Scorpion. So there's one missing. So that's probably the one they're going to cameo. And I'm guessing it'd be funny if it's Venom, right? They teased Scorpion from Mortal Kombat in the first Spider-Man movie. Go to sleep, Steve. Just go back to bed. Go back to bed. I think everybody here knows what Scorpion we're talking about. It's okay. It's all right. You know. Just tell people you're on drugs. That's all. They'll understand. Rob, I agree with you, and I'm more of a Kong fan just because I got into Kong before Godzilla. Like where they respect each other now. Yeah. Indie games are the best. So much variety. Yeah, they really are. What's going on, Jared? Yeah, I've been playing a lot of these games. You know, I've been basically sitting here like in pain, so I've just been kind of trying to relax, play games. I found this game on Steam called Mr. Prepper. Oh my god, so much fun. You're a single guy living in a house, and you start building a bunker underneath your house, and you got to hide it from the government. And it's like a very I don't want to say post-apocalyptic. It's not apocalyptic. Basically, it's just like America has become like a dictatorship, like a totalitarian dictatorship. So like every week the government comes to inspect your house to make sure that you're doing things according to, and then they walk around the house and so bless the president, and you have a picture of the president on your wall. There's a blimp of the president that flies over the skyline in the town. So if the inspector comes and they find anything out of order, or they find any evidence that you're doing something shady, you get like a certain rating every time they visit. You got to pass a certain rating. But if they find your bunker door, it's automatic. You get arrested and game's over. It's really, really fun. It's insanely fun. It's about time Scorpion had his MCU or comic book movie debut. Yeah, I agree. Building Oprah tunnels. Yeah, basically. Sounds like North Korea today. Yeah. Rob, did you see the Indiana Jones 5 photos? What did you think? I haven't seen them. Just not. I know I hate to sound like a Debbie Downer. Just not interested in Indiana Jones. Like poor Harrison. This dude's like 90 years old. Like, what are we just gonna let him go? Like, just pass the torch. Rob, play Pacify Yobi Spooked Scary Game. What's the game called? It's called Mr. Prepper. It's on Steam. Rob, what game was that you were talking about? It's called Mr. Prepper on Steam. Rob, are you interested in the Top Gun sequel at all? I actually am a little bit. More than a little bit. I like jet fighter stuff. You know what I mean? Like dogfighting and all that. I love playing. Like, I'm actually going to pick up Ace Combat. You know, I'm surprised I haven't picked it up all this time, but I heard it's really good. And I've been kind of itching for a dogfighting game. So I'm going to pick up Ace Combat at some point. What's going on, Thingfish? Rob, what up, player? What's going on, Lee? I'm surprised Shia LaBeouf didn't return in Indiana Jones 5. Yeah, well, remember, after that movie, he kind of started running into all those problems. He's only been slowly getting back into movies last couple of years. He had that one really big one that put him back on the map called Honey Baby or Honey Boy, something like that. But he recently got in trouble again. He got in trouble with the login. I think something alcohol related. Rob, I don't know how Square Enix would think it's a good idea to make a Guardians of the Galaxy game after Avengers. Well, I'm pretty sure it was in development shortly after they started Avengers, because, I mean, you know, these games generally take like 3 to 4 years, 5 years to make, depending. So this is coming out like just about a year after the Avengers? No, a little less than a year. So it probably wasn't already in development. So there's no way they could stop it. Rob, are you interested in Shyamalama's Ding Dong's old movie? Which old movie? I don't know which one you're talking about. I think I'm looking forward to the film because it has been so long. Which film is that? Indiana Jones or Top Gun? Yeah. Bro, I love air combat simulators. All play Ace Combat worth you all day. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I've heard so many good things, and I haven't played one in so long. I've been looking for like something military that's not like first person shooter. I'm just kind of tired of it. So I was looking at like World of Warships because it's free, and I kind of like warships. So, and then I was like, oh, let me play Ace Combat. So I'm probably gonna pick up Ace Combat. I have not read the Transformer I don't really read comics like that no more. Like, I just, how bad was the Avengers game? I was never interested. It was bad. It was really bad. It was one of the, I don't pick up AAA games for reasons like that. Like, I took a chance on it because it was Avengers. I thought it looked pretty fun. And when I first started playing it, I was having actually, I had a blast with the campaign. The campaign is the best thing about that game. Everything else after that is garbage. The campaign is where I had the most fun. When I got into multiplayer, I was like, this is absolute trash. I'm like, this is absolute trash. And it is absolute trash. It's like Destiny pasted over with Avengers stuff. Only Destiny's a lot more fun. I enjoyed Destiny for a long time. I played that. This game, though, Avengers, what a piece of shit. Who would you cast for the Fantastic Four? I mean, I had a hard time casting the Thing, especially. There's a lot of rumor about John Krasinski playing Reed Richards. I don't think that's a bad choice. I like John Krasinski. To play the Thing, I could see somebody like Vin Diesel playing him, to be honest. He's got the deep voice for it, but he's already Groot. I think for the Invisible Woman, why not just bring Jessica Alba back? I think she was fine as Invisible Woman. And then for the Human Torch, Zac Efron. I'd put Zac Efron as the Human Torch. Indie games on Xbox were the Ascent, Hades. I don't know. It's considered replaced a Plague, Tale Requiem, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Sun Revealed 2. Oh yeah, Diablo 2 Resurrected. I'm gonna be all over that shit when it comes out in September. Woo! Can't wait for that. I can't wait for Diablo 4 either. I love the Diablo series. I played the shit out of Diablo 3. I got so much, I don't really play it much anymore because it's like there's really nothing else to play. There's nothing else to do. Like, I've gotten each class their top gear and insane damage, and there's just nothing left for me to do in that game. The idea that people still play it is insane to me. Like, what are you looking for? You can literally loot everything in the game if you over time, even as a casual player. I highly doubt Diablo 4 is going to be like that, so we'll see what happens. An upcoming horror movie about the old movie. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that. Too bad Abe Vigoda died. He could have played the Thing. Yeah. If the dude that played Hellboy wasn't already in Black Widow, I'd say the actor that plays the Russian Captain America, I think he'd be perfect. I know what you're talking about. Also, the Hawkeye DLC was trash. The whole game is trash. Rob, Godzilla vs. Kong 4K Blu-ray is beautiful, perfection. I just got done watching it. Oh, cool. Good. I can't wait for Diablo 4 as well. I'll either play as Barbarian or Druid in Diablo. In Diablo 3, I play as Barbarian and have a really badass setup for him. Yeah, that's usually what I play first, Barbarian. But I pretty much have every class with a whole set of their builds. Now, the builds change from season to season, but I'm not going through all that. I got all the armor sets for each class, with the exception of the more recent ones that they dropped that were season specific. They were like new pieces. I went back to get them, and I was like, do I really need this shit? I'm like, I'm not going to do this. Rob, what do you say to players who don't care about no campaign in the new Battlefield game? Some say no one cares to play campaign anymore. Those are the guys that enable the companies to release trash. What do I say to them? Like, wake up. You're being shortchanged, basically. Even if you don't play the campaign, if it's there, why is it? It shouldn't bother you if it's there. If you don't play it, then, but there's other people who like to play it. But the thing with it is, the campaign or no campaign, I'm just tired of FPSs. Like, I'm just so oversaturated of a genre. It really is. Rob, if you like Diablo, you might like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's a game play as Diablo, but with Marvel heroes. Yeah, I've played them. Played all of them. I have them on my PS4, but I played them years ago when they first came out. Probably before you were born. Did you see the T-shirt merch that showed Jane Foster in her Thor gear? She looked great. Oh no, I didn't see that. That should be interesting. I agree with you, Rob. Zac Efron would be great as Johnny Storm. Yeah, I think so too. He's not a bad actor, Zac Efron. I actually like him. He played a real serious. Didn't he play that murderer? What was his name? Was it Ted Bundy that he played? It's on Netflix. Forgot the name of the show or the movie, whichever it is. But he's actually a very good actor. I like Zac Efron. I think he gets the stigma kind of like Robert Pattinson, right? He gets that High School Musical stigma, so people think he's shit. Just like Robert Pattinson got the Twilight stigma, and people thought he was shit. But both of them turned out to be great actors. Rocky is a mutton head. I'm bored with him. Oh. Yeah, but Battlefield never had a great campaign. The MP was always the main attraction of the Battlefield series. Yeah. Yeah, Ultimate Alliance is still good. I had bought the updated remaster, I guess you can call it a remaster. Is she jacked? Oh, nice. Rob, did you like Zac Efron in The Greatest Showman? I didn't see The Greatest Showman. And it's not Efron, it's Efron. Buddy. I was born before Ultimate Alliance came out. Were you? How old are you? Aren't you like 19 or something? Because I remember playing Ultimate Alliance like in the late 90s, the very first one on PlayStation. Or was it PlayStation 2? But I remember playing it with my buddy, and that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Did you hear about the rumor that Hulk's son will be in She-Hulk? No, I didn't. Hulk's son? How are they going to manage that? I think Battlefield shouldn't be $70. The idea that they're going to sell that game for $70 and it doesn't have a campaign and people are okay with that is absolutely insane. Rob, have you ever taken an L in your life? It depends, like in what category. I mean, I've had plenty of L's. We all do. That's how you learn from your experience. Oh, you're 26? Oh, I thought you were a lot younger. Okay, so yeah, you were born before that. What would you like Marvel to do with Black Panther and T'Challa? Would you like to recast or have another? I think they should let Michael B. Jordan take the mantle. They can rewrite him into the movie if they really wanted to, but they're not going to. You sent me a picture of the shirt? Oh, okay, cool. Let me check that out. Oh, cool, yeah. I see that. She looks really good. I mean, it's a drawing, but it's a nice shirt. Yeah, that'll be cool for a while. I just hope they don't make her say all those stupid ass like lines she said in the comic book. She said a lot of woke shit in the comic book. And when it comes to first person shooters, I only Halo because I love the story. Same with the Gears of War. Yeah, well, Gears of War is third person. Like at least it was when I played it. I don't know how much it's changed. 2006. So yeah, I mean it's old. I mean you're looking at what we're in two. So it's like what 16 years old. 17. Yeah, man. Robert Pattinson is a great actor. I love him in The Lighthouse. The scene where. Hold on, I'm like losing. Scene where he sings while drunk is awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen The Lighthouse. I gotta check that out. I've heard good things. Hold on. When Sashidi Gomez was casted as America Chavez in Multiverse of Madness, I asked myself, I don't even know who you are. I still don't, but I'll take a chance with Marvel's casting. She is one of the newer characters that was developed. She was written by their now woke writers in the comics, so hopefully they don't transition her into that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really care for the character. She wasn't around when I was reading comics, and I know nothing about her. I should say I know very little. And it's very weird. When you think about her, and when you look at her and you hear her name, you think like a Spanish Captain America female. But she can open portals. which is why she's in the that's why she's in the Doctor Strange movie. She can open portals to different dimensions, which is a very weird power for somebody with a name like that. That's what I want. Also, Michael B. Jordan is perfect for the role. I believe good actor and good looking man. Oh, he outshined. I mean, with much respect to Chadwick Boseman, but he outshined Chadwick Boseman in the Black Panther movie. Any nukes today? Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Rob, what are your thoughts on the Power Rangers movie 2017? I think it's underrated. I actually enjoy it. I liked it. Yeah, I think it's a little under. But you know what it is too? I love Elizabeth Banks. She's such a good character actor. You know, I don't like her woke shit that she does in real life, but on screen I always enjoy Elizabeth Banks. She's one of my favorite actresses. I think she's really underrated. Has Warner Brothers or Legendary announced anything about them going to Comic-Con this year or no? Nothing yet. So we can only hope. It's possible, paleontologists. You know. The only FPS I like was GoldenEye and 64. Titania is also a villain of She-Hulk. All right, cool. Yeah, I like She-Hulk comics. I hope the show does well. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, I gotta pat myself on the back. She was one of the characters I predicted would be in this next phase of Marvel. It's not a movie, but that's not to say she won't pop up in a movie at some point. The cancer thing didn't make sense. You get the power, but it kills you. You can bank on Elizabeth. Very nice. She's indigenous. I wouldn't say she is Spanish. Yeah, maybe. Chavez is often a Spanish last name, though. Usually Mexican. So, do they specify in the comics that she's not Spanish? Elizabeth Banks is great in Brightburn. Yeah, she is, and I like that movie. That's another movie I think is underrated. I like Brightburn a lot. Rob, what are your thoughts what are your thoughts on game remasters? Do you usually look forward to these a lot, or would you rather play the OG? Nah, I look forward to them. Especially games that I really enjoyed as a kid. To see them get remastered and updated is always a lot of fun. Doesn't always work out. Some of them are trash. Like Blizzard released a remaster of Warcraft, which was their real-time strategy version. That was the original Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, which turned into an MMO, but the original Warcraft game from the early 90s. They remastered it a couple of years ago, and it looks good, but everything else about it is absolute garbage. I was so disappointed. Thankfully, I didn't buy it. You think Daredevil shows up in She-Hulk? It'd be nice. It would make some sense because Matt Murdock's a lawyer, and so is She-Hulk. She's also a lawyer. In fact, my prediction a long time ago, I mean, obviously it never came true, but my prediction was that Phase 4 would have started with the Avengers being held accountable for all the destruction and the snap, and she was going to represent them in court, and that's how they were going to bring her into the universe. But obviously that was just a bold prediction by me that didn't come true. Well, isn't going to come true, but you know me, I like to make bold, crazy predictions. I love how Elizabeth Banks was campy in Power Rangers. She gave me a nice nod to the show. Yeah, she was good. Rob, did you see the Tiamat monster design arts? No. I feel like Marvel could do some multiverse story shenanigans that rewrites history where Killmonger becomes Black Panther and isn't evil. I don't even think he wasn't really even evil. He was more... This is what made him such a good... The best villains are the ones who are not necessarily evil. They're just fighting for a cause they believe in with such conviction that they don't seem to realize that it causes more harm than does good. That's what a real good villain does. It's very rare to get a pure evil villain that you don't sympathize with that is still really good. Like Voldemort from Harry Potter is a good example. That dude was pure evil. Even as a kid. Like there was nothing about him as far as I remember, there's nothing about him that happened tragically. He was evil from the moment he was a kid, and he just got worse. But it was the kind of evil that there's some fear, some fear there. I remember I had no interest in Harry Potter when it first came out, and I remember a girl I was dating at the time dragged me to see the first movie, and I thought it sucked so bad. Like, it was 2.5 hours of just kids running around. I'm like, oh. And then I finally decided to read the books. I wanted to see what the big deal was. I figured, let me not watch a movie, let me read the books. Wasn't too crazy about the first 2 books, but when I got to the third one, which I believe is The Prisoner of Azkaban, and then from that book forward, it gets darker and darker and darker. And to me, less and less for kids. Not so much because of like violence or anything, just it gets really dark. Like, I'll never forget the scene in the Goblet of Fire. Not only in the movie, it was actually worse in the book. But when Harry and Diggory, which is played by Robert Pattinson in the movie, they get teleported to where Voldemort gets resurrected. And I think it was right before that, like, he orders one of his goons to kill Cedric. I mean, that whole scene, that whole sequence is just... I can imagine some kids at that time were probably a little freaked out by that. Especially the way Voldemort looked when he was dumped into the freaking cauldron. He looked like a little gremlin. Yeah. Yeah, Harry Potter is a lot better. It's really good. It's really good. I really enjoy Harry Potter books. Yeah, it gets a lot darker. Oh, yeah, they're very much grown, yeah. It's a shame they haven't made more good human antagonists in the kaiju genre. Yeah, it's tough because you want the focus to be about the monsters, right? So you can't really have... It's really hard to make... Like, you could center the movie around a certain human or a certain character, but it's like you got to sacrifice one to get more of the other, And because the trend seems to settle in favor of more monster action, then characters suffer. How about Saruman or Sauron from Sauron? Sauron definitely pure evil. Saruman corrupted, but he also has no redeeming qualities about him. The finale of Harry Potter, most of the main characters die. I mean, yeah. Oh, they killed a lot of them. Yeah, that was a shock to me. I think the biggest shock to me is when they killed what's his face? Not Dumbledore. Oh my God, Sirius Black, when they killed his uncle. That was a surprise to me. I remember when I first read that, I was like, no! I felt so bad because that was the only piece of real family that he had that was left, Like, he actually had an uncle and, you thought he might catch a break. You really sit down and think about it. J.K. Rowling, she was kind of on par with what's his face, George R.R. Martin. The only difference is that George R.R. Martin was killing motherfuckers right from jump, and then kept sprinkling it through his stories. J.K. Rowling waited to the end. She had you fully invested in a lot of these characters, and then in that last book, she killed a good portion of them. Any expectations from Thor: Love and Thunder? Good comedy and good action. I expect it to be good. Magneto is definitely a good villain that you can understand. Oh yeah, Magneto is one of my... I mean, I'm a huge X-Men fan, but Magneto, absolutely. Even to a certain extent, Thanos, Thanos was very ambitious. He thought big. He thought in the terms of the universe, not just 1 or 2 planets. Darth Sidious is one of the best villains of all time. I don't agree. I don't think he ever had enough time to be established as a character for that to happen. You didn't see him very much in episode 1. Same with episode 2, and then episode 3, he mainly showed up at the end. I mean, you could argue he pulled a lot of strings in the background, but that's not really what makes him attractive. That, to me, that's not what makes a cinema movie villain top notch. You have to actually see them in action and see what they're doing and what they say. His interaction was very limited in the movies. Any rumors about the next what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to say no because I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I've never heard that before. He became a better villain outside of the movies. Yeah, but Rob, have you ever seen Clone Wars that fleshes him out a lot? I saw the first 5 seasons of Clone Wars and I hardly remember seeing him. Obi-Wan was the only good thing in the prequels, in my opinion. Yeah, he's definitely yeah, he definitely was a standout. Yeah, Darth Vader was a great villain. Also a villain you could, very conflicted. What makes him good is that there's a connection with his son. There's still good in him. With all the death and the killing that he did, in the end he came and saved the son, killed the Emperor. It's hard to redeem a character who kills. It's hard to redeem a character who does a lot of evil things. Rob, do you like Mass Effect? I want to like Mass Effect, but I've tried more than several times to play that game, and I can never do it. I can never do it. I think this moves too slow for me. You can't Google. No, right now I'm streaming right now. I mean, I guess I could, but it's like Q&A day, so I want to pay attention to chat. Why don't you be a champ and just tell me what it is? Luke was the best part of it. Luke was the best part of Vader. Yeah, I mean, he was his son, definitely. Darth Sidious, he gets a lot of character development. What in the animation? Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna be most remembered for the movies. I mean, all the people who watch the movies, I would say only half of them maybe watch the Clone Wars. Some people just care about the movies. You know what it is, Bizel? I tried playing Mass Effect 3 times, and every time I tried playing it, I could just not get past the first few hours of the game. It was so sluggish, it was so boring, and I just never picked it back up. I still have the Mass Effect 3-pack thing for the PS3. I still have that. I don't know why, because there's no way I can play it. Yeah. A bag of feathers is more intimidating than Kylo Ren. Oh, okay. I like Hayden Christensen and happy he's back. But what he was given in the prequels was horrible. That's true. I saw a couple of Hayden Christensen movies after the fact, and they were really good. There was one he made. I thought it was a really good movie. Damn it, I forgot what it was called. It wasn't Jumper. That one was good too, though. It was one where he was like in surgery and he could feel what was happening, even though they thought he was under. I forgot the name of it, but that was a good movie. I think Jessica Alba's in it too. Do I like the Alien or Predator movies? I like the first 2 Alien movies and the first 2 Predator movies, which I think technically are the only 2 Predator movies when you put it individually. Rob, you ever played Max Payne 3? Fantastic game, in my opinion. I think I've only played the first one. That was a long time ago. Darth Vader will always be the most iconic villain of all time. Definitely iconic. I think the best villain of all time to me is Voldemort. That dude is just pure evil. I mean, he makes Darth Vader look like he walks around with roses. The shit that Voldemort does is insane. Like when I saw the Harry Potter movies and I read the books, I realized that Darth Vader would definitely be the most iconic villain of all time. But in terms of the best actual villain on screen, it's got to be Voldemort for me. I mean, that dude is just pure evil. Pure evil. I mean, the shit that... I mean, you guys have probably seen it, so... But if you ever get a chance to read the books, there's so much more detail in there. Oh. Rob, who is better in terms of development and story, Sidious or Kylo? Oh, I would definitely say Kylo, in my opinion. You know, Kylo Ren's a good character, and Adam Driver did a good job. I think the problem was just these movies didn't have any direction. Voldemort almost let her grow to her death doing his bidding. She almost died from Basilisk venom. Yeah, I mean that's just one thing he's done. Agent Smith in the Matrix is my favorite movie villain, in my opinion. He's definitely up there, one of my favorites. He's like number 3 on my list. Number 1 is Voldemort. Number 2 is Darth Vader. Rob, favorite horror villain? Michael, favorite horror villain? Michael, Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, etc. I'd have to go with Freddy. Predator 2? Yeah, Predator 2 is very good. Do I like the thing 1982? I've never seen it. I probably never will. Doing good, Rick. They might be doing a Luke and Ben Solo movie. Oh, jeez. The best villain of all time is Sergeant Barnes from Platoon. Tom Berenger's character. Rob, do you think Mechagodzilla still could have beaten Godzilla even if Godzilla was 100%? If I'm being honest and objective, if no Kong is there, Godzilla's dead. Godzilla's dead. I mean, if you read the novel, they slightly mention it in the movie, but in the novel they go into more detail. He was built specifically to beat Godzilla. He was a direct counter to Godzilla. Similar, bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, and this is how you know you're being. I mean, I can't if you just do a Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla movie with this Mechagodzilla. I mean, yeah, the writers are gonna write in that Godzilla somehow wins, but I don't see how. I don't see how Godzilla could win. I mean, I guess if he lands an atomic breath, then he could probably just beat him with that. We don't know what kind of effect his atomic breath would have on Mechagodzilla because we didn't get a chance to see that. But outside of that, I don't see how he beats this Mechagodzilla. I really don't. Galactus is definitely cool and should have never been a cloud. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that movie. My God, The Thing with Kurt Russell is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The special effects alone makes the movie top tier. Yeah, I'm not a big horror buff. Like, cause I get a lot of questions about horror movies, and I just never. I don't know. I just never got into because I don't know. This is not a genre I ever got it. Like, there's some that I really like. Don't get me wrong. I was real big on Nightmare on Elm Street series. Some of them were stupid. But some of my favorite, well, to me, the best 2 ones in the Nightmare on Elm Street series is the first one and the third one. Other horror movies that I like Deadly Friend, the old movie, but that one's good. What's her name's in it? Chrissy Swanson's in it. That's a good one. Invasion of the Body Snatchers always freak me out. I like the Saw movie. I should say, I don't want to say movies. I like the first original Saw, but I don't really consider that a horror. I consider that more of a thriller. Saw 2 I liked pretty well. Then I would say they became horror movies after that. Because then it became, like torture porn with crazy, elaborate, gadgets and traps that people could have no chance to get out of and die gruesomely. That's to me when it became a horror movie. Who do you think should play Galactus in the MCU? Oh man. I can think of a couple of people. Javier Bardem, believe it or not. I know that sounds crazy, but he's got a nice voice. Like you ever seen No Country for Old Men? Like, he is terrifying in that movie. Absolutely terrifying in that movie. If he brings that kind of like character to it, I think that would be good. Who else could play Galactus? I'm trying to think of this guy's name. Like I have some actors pictured in my head, and I can't really think of their name. I enjoyed the dialogue with Jigsaw and Eric Matthews and Saw 2. Yeah. No, not Mel Gibson. Nicolas Cage, yeah. Jeremy Irons is not bad. That's not a bad choice. Idris Elba, even though he played Heimdall, but you can just bring, because you're not gonna see, you're gonna hear the voice mainly. Idris Elba would be a great voice for Galactus, because that's really what you're getting. Bryan Cranston's not a bad choice either. Hell, you could bring in James Earl Jones and shit all over Star Wars. Make him Galactus. Make him the voice of Galactus. D-Man is a bitch. Why are you saying that for? LM84. How about Kevin Grievous? He played Reyes in the Underworld series. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to have an English accent. The Thing has a cool scene with some dogs, Rob. Oh, okay. You said The Thing, and I'm thinking like it's clobbering time for a minute there. I didn't think that you're talking about the horror movie. The actor who plays Kratos in the new God of War games. Yeah, he would be excellent voice. Cloud Galactus is basically as bad an idea as Godzilla 98. Actually, I think it's worse. What are your thoughts on DC saying that Batman isn't allowed to go down on Catwoman in the Harley Quinn show, even though he did something similar in a previous animated movie? I understand why they did. Why are they even doing that in an animated movie? Like, what? Why? I mean, I understand they always had a thing, but I guess my question is, why are they not doing it? And why would you write that in the first place? Like, I don't understand what DC does sometimes. Like, remember a couple of months back, or maybe even a little over a year ago, they had the Bat Dong. They basically showed his junk in the comic. It's like, you know, I understand sometimes comic writers or comic movies want to be grounded. They want to try and be so realistic. But do we have to see, like, superheroes going down on each other and shit like that? Right. But even if it's an adult show, that doesn't mean, like, we just saw a whole series of an adult dark superhero in Invincible. And as far as I can remember, there wasn't any sex in there. Gerard Butler as Galactus? The fact that people are upset that they took that scene with Catwoman and Batwoman is solely the guys who watch hentai porn. So it's Catwoman going down on Batwoman or vice versa. Like, I don't even know why they would write that into a story. Like, who cares? I believe there will be in the future, although I don't think it shows anything. Rob, seen the Nintendo E3 showcase. There's a bunch of good games that's coming out. I'm liking the new Metroid. It's like Dead Space, but with robots. Yeah, I think that's probably the only game I would play. I mean, I don't have a Switch, so none of those games are relevant to me. I want to buy a Switch, but I'm trying to hold off to find out when this new console might be coming out, if at all. It could just be a rumor that never passes. But I keep hearing the rumor that they're working on a new console, and if it's true, I don't want to go and buy a Switch only for them to release an upgraded one. So I'm kind of just standing pat, but. Yeah, outside of that, pretty much, I haven't watched E3 really. It really hasn't been that good this year. and there's really nothing that interests me. You know, I was saying earlier, the more I have fun playing these indie games I've been playing, the less and less I give a shit about these AAA games. Mike Tyson is Galactus. Yeah, no. I don't know. The internet gets upset over anything. Yeah. I think it's fine as long as it's pivotal to the story. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, look, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, like, I want to see that kind of stuff in either an R-rated drama suspense movie or a porn movie. When I go to see a superhero movie, I don't really give a, I just don't care about that. Like, I like grounded superhero movies, sure, of course they're good. You know, Dark Knight series is good, you know. But do we have to go so grounded that we have to take a look at their sex life too now? I don't know. And I don't know why they took it out. I mean, if it's part of the story and they put it in there, well, let's keep it in. Did they say why they took that scene out? Is there a specific reason they took it out? That's not very LGBTQ friendly on Pride Month to take out a scene with two chicks doing it to each other. Watch The Fog from 1980. Really good. Stay away from it. From remakes, it's horrific. The Switch is a relatively young console, so it's likely a rumor. Well, I don't know. It's something that like literally everyone's been talking about. People were actually expecting them to announce it today. So, what do you think about the Alien movie Life? I haven't seen it. My cousin's daughter really liked JoJo Siwa. I think the Nintendo Switch Pro has been announced kinda in E3, but everyone else knows about the rumor. I think the Nintendo Switch Pro has been announced kinda.
You are one
How was it
awesome
announced? Everybody here
motherfucker.
told me it wasn't announced at all. How did you
Fenris Wolf tipped $5. They're talking about the adult-rated Harley Quinn animated show. That's what they are talking about. They took it out because heroes don't do that, yet they got away with it in that Carmoo lol.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I can understand it. Like like I said, I don't want to see it not because it's like disgusting or sacred. It just they're superheroes. Just leave it that they don't need to do that. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't care. Who knows? If you could remake any Touhou movie, which one would you make? Like, remake it in what way? It's Batman and Catwoman, not Batwoman, and the reason they gave it is heroes don't do that. Well, they do. You don't have to say heroes don't do that, but we don't need to see that. That's not part of what the overarching story is about. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, at least I think, everybody wants to see Batman do Batman things. One of the things that Batman doesn't do is go down on Catwoman. Now, it's not to say he doesn't do that, but he does that on his off-ink, off-screen time. You know? So, I guess I'm traditional like that. Oh, then I was wrong. Never mind. I thought I already did at E3, but I was wrong. Well, you didn't watch it? Sex scene for heroes are unnecessary. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not needed. These stories and these characters have been around for so long that sometimes you can't really buck tradition too much. You can't really, like, it's good to change things up and switch it around, but you don't need to do it for the sake. It's like you're doing it for shock factor. You know what I mean? Like, look, we know they're adults. We know they might do that, but that's not why we're here to see them. I don't want to see Batman take his cowl off and chew on Catwoman's carpet. I want to go see him and Catwoman either fight each other or team up against somebody else. Batman is in the Playboy. Bruce Wayne is probably, yeah. I don't really care if they kept the scene in or not. I just find it funny that Warner Brothers is upset about the scene, but they put a sex scene in the Killing Joke movie where there wasn't one to begin with. Yeah, I don't know. Warner Brothers is just fucking crazy like that. They don't know what to do with DC shit. It's so sad. Yes, I do. Godzilla King of Kaiju. I stand by that. And it actually is better than a good portion of Touhou movies. And it is Godzilla. For, as much as people hate to hear that, but I don't want to. I actually did a stream about this, and I got to give credit here to Steve Miller. Steve Miller did a deep dive on some of the behind the scenes stuff regarding Godzilla 98, and through his research, Touhou approved that design. They were cool with it. One of the executives quoted as saying that the Godzilla 98 design represents Godzilla in, they had specific words. I can't remember. I talked about this so long ago. But basically, Touhou gave the stamp of approval. They gave the stamp of approval. It was set in stone. They handed over the rights with that design. And I think it's the movie itself they didn't like, much like everybody else. And, it is what it is. I know people get so upset when I say that, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan. It doesn't upset me. It is what it is. It was a Godzilla movie. It was an attempt by America. They did a bad job. Their design wasn't good, and that's that. There's nothing like people. I've seen people still now rage about that movie. Godzilla 98. It's like, all right, dude, relax. It's just it's not the end of the world. Logically, Nintendo would feature their new upgraded Switch at E3, and it would have been the best time to show it. Maybe the rumors are fake. Nintendo never announced this new Switch during E3. All of these rumors are coming from Bloomberg since the Switch Lite. Honey. Come here, girl. Come here. I haven't. Come here. Come here. Got the treats. She knows it's bedtime, so she won't come near me. Come here. Up. Oh, there you are. I know you want the treat. You want the treat? Oh, you smell so good. They did such a good job with you. How are those nails? Oh, my God. Those nails are gone. Yeah, I got it. Can you get a kiss? You gonna paw? Huh? There you go. Good girl. You got it. Now you gonna leave me? Huh? You gonna leave me? Okay, goodbye. There she goes. She wanted the treat. That was it. She is too cute for school. Yeah, oh my God, when I took her to the groomer was like, oh my God, she's so huge. I'm like, yeah, she's growing literally like every day. She's got a vet appointment on Thursday. She's got to get some booster shots. I'm sure the vet's going to tell me to increase her food intake. Nah, her nails are not sharp, man. They did a good job with her nails. But with that said, having the end of the Killing Joke still be the same as the comic makes the scene have no connection to them being intimate. Touhou refers to that kaiju as Zilla. Hey, look. Touhou can refer to Godzilla 98 as a bag of turds. That doesn't change the fact that they officially gave it the seal of approval, which makes it official. We can hide behind their press. We could repeat what they say. The fact of the matter is the official company that licenses and owns the IP of Godzilla gave the stamp of approval for that design and for that movie. It's Godzilla. It's not the Godzilla we know and love. You can shit on it all you want. You can say how much the movie sucks. That's not what I'm not trying to. That's fine. But it's Godzilla. The DVD say Godzilla. All right. The little copyright license at the end says Godzilla. Okay. If you bought a toy from that movie, it say Godzilla. The name has not been changed because it can't. Why? Because it is officially stamped and sealed. It's Godzilla. Period. they can drop the Zilla name a million times, but in a court of law, documentation would win out. In other words, if Touhou went to court against themselves, right? If like half the executives went to court to rename Godzilla from '98 to officially Zilla, so Godzilla's not tied to it, the Touhou side that signed the deal and signed the document and sealed and gave the seal of approval would win. Why? They have documentation and the other team has a wish. Wishes don't win in court. Proof does. Yeah, so, of course, when I made this argument a couple of years ago, there were obviously a lot of G fans in stream or in the video comments that were livid. That's okay. You can be upset. You're entitled to feel the way you feel. But I'm just speaking the truth. I'm not doing it to piss anyone off. I'm not doing it to be an asshole. You guys know me. I'm gonna try and drop the facts as much as I can. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times people don't like honesty. They don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that Zilla is actually Godzilla. Period. End of story. I just heard my daughter curse. Can you give me a second? All right. Oh, hi. What? You want to come up? Okay, but don't knock my wire down. Okay, never mind. She wanted to... Sorry about that. I had to drop the hammer. Kids. you give them an inch, they want to take a foot, sometimes more. All right, where were we? I hope they bring Cyber Godzilla into live action. Cyber Godzilla sounds fun. Now that we have Shin Godzilla and Ultima Godzilla, the 98 design isn't that crazy. No? 98, look, the problem with that movie for most people is that it says Godzilla. All right? It's actually not a bad movie. The monster design is actually pretty cool. It's basically a giant iguana. I like iguanas. I used to have like several of them. Okay, so, and his flight, his, you know, they say fight or flight. He was a flight monster. He didn't really fight. But he made the military look like a bunch of assholes. So he has his moments. Yeah. Yeah, if Godzilla could be, you know, Turkzilla in the beginning of Shin Gojira, then why not? Rainbow Godzilla for Pride Month? Well, that would be G98. It's asexual. Gender fluid. Transgender. So you just take the 98 design and make it a rainbow color, and there you go. Rob, what about the canceled 94 American Godzilla movie? You glad it was canceled, or do you think it was a missed opportunity? I think it was a missed opportunity. Probably not, paleontologist. Transzilla, there you go. Rob, did you ever see the cartoon? Might have seen 1 or 2 episodes, but I don't really recall much. Yeah, Zilla would be a Pride Month kaiju. There you go. Yeah, you guys need to get over 98, actually. It's the reason why I even got to be a Godzilla fan at all. A lot of people did from that movie. I'm a hardcore Godzilla fan, and I like G98. And it's only considered a bad movie because it's called Godzilla. If it was different name, property, it would be considered a good film. It probably, yeah, that's very true. Do you think that G fans will look back at Godzilla vs. Kong and realize it doesn't really have anything going for it besides the title fight? Maybe some. That seems to be a trend that happens every couple of years. I've mentioned this numerous times. You know, yeah. That's just how it is sometimes. People come back later and they just realize that. Because some people get so overhyped for a film and so excited that when they see it, it does no wrong. And then once the hype dies down, the adrenaline settles, they're like, oh, that movie was trash. Or if other people start saying it's trash, and it's kind of, people tend to jump on a bandwagon. You know, so, yeah, some people will. Rob, what has a better story, Godzilla vs. Kong or GMK? I remember GMK having a pretty cool story. It was very fantastical as well. So I'd have to watch it again, though. It's been a while. Rob, do you think Godzilla vs. Kong will go down in history? Well, I think it already has. I mean, when you look back at the pandemic, and, you know, somebody one day will make a documentary of the pandemic and how it affected the entertainment industry. And considering Godzilla came out the gate this year as one of the highest grossing films of the pandemic, I think it's still the highest grossing film worldwide, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Fast and Furious might beat it. But for the time, it'll be mentioned in one of those documentaries for sure. Rob, did you ever see the Relic? It's a monster movie from the... yeah, I did. I basically saw it once when it came out, so I remember very little. Rob, do you think is the most unhappiest fandom? It depends on fandom, because you said, Rob, do you think is the... So I'm guessing you're talking about Godzilla fandom. But no, every fandom has their set of unhappy fans. After seeing King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong will always be a good movie to me. Godzilla vs. Kong saved cinema in the pandemic, so it's gone down in history. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think it saved cinemas. I think a lot of people are underestimating the impact it had on the cinema, because yeah, you can lend it to obviously people being thirsty to get back to the movies, but movies like Wonder Woman were in the theater, Tenet was in the theater, and while not as many theaters were open when those movies came out, those movies are dreadful. So how much of it was the pandemic versus maybe it was just a fun film that everybody enjoyed? Because Wonder Woman, I mean, that movie did horrendous. I mean, that's a movie that should have crushed Godzilla vs. Kong for all intents and purposes, and it didn't even come close. So, what's my dream Godzilla movie? Let's see if chat knows this, because I've mentioned it many times. Let's see if anyone in chat knows my dream Godzilla movie. Yeah, I believe it's still the highest grossing film worldwide, although A Quiet Place 2 just beat it out domestic box. Yeah, that I heard. But in terms of overall worldwide, I think it's still... Now, it's going to get the Fast and Furious movie will beat it. Nope. Big Bad Wolf and Steve got it. R-rated Godzilla movie. Yep, there you go. Godzilla, R-rated, R-rated, R-rated. Yep. There you have it. Rob's dream Godzilla movie is a horror where Godzilla eats people. That's right. There you go, Rick. See? I love you guys for that. I love the fact that you guys remember that. R-rated. Look at that. See, everybody knows. Godzilla raids again. It's very funny. I think Spider-Man will reach 2 billion if the leaks are true. I don't know, man. I do think movies, there will be a movie one day that hits 2 billion at the box office, but not now. It's still too soon for that. I give it another 2 or 3 years when inflation kicks in even worse. You'll get a 2 billion box office movie. Well, it's not just the idea of the Godzilla movie being rated R, but it's how the Godzilla movie's portrayed. Like, I always talk about it being another solo Godzilla movie where he is just absolutely violent, but also shooting the movie more from a human perspective. Sometimes I just wish I had enough talent when it comes to like special effects and things like that to actually show people what it is I see. Like in my head, I mean. Stephen Miller does not think Godzilla vs. Kong saves cinema. Well, yeah, but this is the same Stephen Miller who, when we were talking about Scorpion and Spider-Man, he thought it was the Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So that goes to show you how valuable his opinion is. Rob, now that the singular point is 1 week away, are you as excited for it? Like, well, I'll never be excited for an anime more than a movie. I'm excited to watch it finally, but not on the levels that I was excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. But again, it doesn't mean I'm not excited. It's a different thing, man. You know what I mean? To be honest, Cloverfield did a great job doing something similar, close to an R-rated Godzilla movie. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like Cloverfield so much. It was more of it felt more like something real, something dreadful. Looks like Rob's roasting is back on the menu, boys. Why do you think some people want Marvel to fail? There's always people who want to knock the king, take the king off the mountain. It's like that old saying from The Dark Knight. Some people just want to see the world burn, They had no specific reason to want Marvel to fail, except they just want to see them fail. As long as Marvel's providing entertainment, I'm always going to give them my money. Well, strategically, let's put it that way, because I'm also not very fond of Disney. It's the same Stephen Miller. Hold on. I want to see it's the same Stephen Miller that thought Baby Godzilla was going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong. See, there you go. Rob, how excited are you for a long-awaited direct sequel to the original Cloverfield? That I'm looking forward to. It's probably something that's not going to do as well as it would have if they had done it right away, but I'm still interested to see where they're going to go. My dream Godzilla film is like a disaster film crossed with horror film For me, my Godzilla would be scary and relentless and doesn't care for mankind. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm going with what I'd like to see. I understand it's different. I was just curious, Rob. Sorry. Wait, what are you apologizing for? Oh no, you don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, like, I'm excited for it. I just, I'll always be more excited for a movie, because I mean, it's live action. To me, anime, that stuff always has the cartoon stigma. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's entertaining, but it's a cartoon. It's just different. It's a different level of entertainment. Again, that's not to say I won't love it. Like I said, Pacific Rim: The Black was an amazing, amazing anime, and I can't wait for season 2. Predictions for Loki tonight. Man, I am liking that show. I don't think there's going to be much to have to predict because it's whatever they're going to do, you ain't going to start seeing crazy shit happening to like episode 3 or 4. Because what is it, like 6 episodes? So, like the first 2 or 3 episodes are going to be like setting up all the crazy shit that's going to happen in the last 3 episodes. So I'm not really expecting much in this episode that's worth me trying to predict something big. But I'd be happy to be wrong. I hope the Black Season 2 comes out this year. I heard it's supposed to come out this year, like later on this year. They had already signed off on the season 2 when they announced the first season like 2 years ago. So they can't be that far away from finishing it if they haven't finished it already. In your mind, where would you go with the Cloverfield direct sequel? Finding out where the source, like the characters finding the source of where the monster came from. And then when they do, they just find more trouble. I think Loki, WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, and Doctor Strange 2 is the start to a lead up to Secret Wars. Secret Wars and the multiverse. There's gonna be. I think this phase of Marvel is gonna be a lot of crazy shit. Mephisto shows up. There you go. My dream Godzilla movie is somewhat a modern version of Destroyer Monsters, and with all the classic monsters like Varan. Yeah. I sent you the link to my article. If the Black ends on season 2, where do you think the franchise could go? Well, if it ends on season 2, I don't expect the franchise to go anywhere because they're not going to make more movies. And if the anime finishes at season 2, then that's it. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I'll link that here. Yeah, so for those guys wondering about the backstory behind Godzilla 98, all right, this was the article that Steve links this because he's like, damn, he's shitting on me all night tonight. I got to give him something where he can say good things about me. So, but this is the article link that Steve wrote about Godzilla 98 and its backstory. I'm guessing season 2 will come out the same time season 1 did next year. I heard it was supposed to come out later this year. They were going to do another season later this year. That's what I heard. I wish I could remember where I heard that, but that's what I heard. It continues in a porn parody Pacific Rim job. Right? That'd be great. You start hearing the music, and the screen pans up, and you see a big Jaeger like butt humping a fucking kaiju. Or would you like to see a live action Transformers movie that takes place only on Cybertron? For all the hate some of the movies get because of the human element, the human element's always been part of Transformers, even during the cartoons, even in G1. I mean, a lot of the story was centered around, Spike and Bumblebee. So, no, I'm not against Transformers and humans working together. That's what they did in the original series. Rob, you know how in Godzilla Unleashed they put monsters in factions? How would you feel about that kind of Godzilla movie where you have the GDF mutants, aliens, and Earth defenders and giant all-out war. It's making it overly complicated in my opinion. Rob, did you watch War of Cybertron on Netflix? No. There's a lot of things that I should have watched by now that I just haven't. Is that live action? Those since everything would be CG. What? Like a final war for Earth, but each monster staying in their own faction. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I personally wouldn't be into that. Oops, sorry. War for Cybertron on Netflix isn't really that good, in my opinion, to be honest. Oh, I haven't seen it. So I don't know. I don't know how good it is or isn't. Oh, the Cybertron movie. Yeah, everything would be CGI. That's very true. Well, actually, not really, James. I mean, the Transformers would be, but Cybertron is real. They'll just have to fly to Cybertron to film it. So, won't all be CG. Come on, you can't CG a whole planet now. Come on, let's get real. My dream Godzilla movie would have it take place on another planet and have Godzilla. You know what? This gives me a pretty good idea. We should do a stream dedicated to people talking about their dream Godzilla movie. And I'll let some people come on the stream that night and kind of pitch their dream Godzilla movie. We should do that. What we'll do is, instead of having a couple of people come on and stay the whole stream, we'll just have people take turns coming on and talking about their dream Godzilla movie. You get like 10 minutes to kind of share it and then see how people think about it. I think that'd be a cool idea. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe we'll do that Friday. Because Friday's supposed to be the Godzilla stream night. You know what I mean? So if I feel good Friday and I end up streaming, we'll do it Friday night. So for those of you guys who have a dream Godzilla movie, start jotting down your ideas. You have the whole week, right? You have tomorrow and Thursday. Like, that's the whole week. I guess not 2 days. And hopefully, if I feel good Friday night, after my appointment's at 9:00 and it's only 2 hours. So hopefully by the evening I'm feeling better. But even if I'm not feeling 100%, if I bring most of you guys on to talk about your little idea with Godzilla, then that kind of, that means I don't talk as much. Yeah, you're right, Jason. We haven't. We got to do that too. That's my fault. So we'll do it this Friday, God willing. If I don't stream Friday because I'm not feeling well because of my tooth, then sad, because the dentist said the recovery is like 1 day. He said you'll be feeling better by later on that day. So I said, okay. So if that's true and he's not full of shit, then I'll stream Friday, and then we'll do it Friday. Cool. So Thursday for the conspiracy, I haven't done the Scientology one yet. So we're gonna do that one because I didn't get to. What did I do last Thursday? We spoke about something else. I think we spoke about E3. So I'll do Scientology. No, we didn't, because E3 was Saturday. Saturday we spoke about E3. Rob, is that Kong official roast coming? Dude, that happened already. It's on one of the streams. It's up on the channel. I just don't remember which stream it was, what title it was. Well, it goes well beyond Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise is just, a little piece in a large puzzle. But, if that doesn't interest you guys, we can talk about something else. Just received my Godzilla vs. Kong DVD. Excited to watch the movie again. Yeah, I have it sitting here on digital, and I haven't watched it since I picked it up on digital. What I did was, because when I got it on digital, I just wanted to see the, special features, and I watched all 10 of them. I was hoping for some deleted scenes, but there weren't any. And I'm expecting that when they do the Mondo Monsterverse release, or special edition Godzilla versus Kong. Watch, they're gonna do it probably later this year. It'll have all the deleted scenes on it. You guys will be forced to buy it again. Can we talk about Dangerville and their clickbait videos? What videos do they have at clickbait? I do know what you're talking about. I did see one video that they made, and the title was questionable. I just can't remember which one it was. I was like, really? I was like, oh. What monster do you think is wasted in the MonsterVerse, if you think any were wasted? I think the legendary created kaijus have been wasted. To go through all that work and trouble to create such, what I think are some great designs, only to have them on screen for a couple of seconds, I think it's a huge waste. Rob, let's talk about Biden versus Putin. Who would win? Obviously Putin. Biden doesn't even know where the fuck he is. I heard Adam talks about reshoots on the commentary. I don't remember him talking about reshoots because I saw all the commentary. Oh, on the DVD commentary. Yeah, I didn't see the DVD commentary, like the movie commentary. The digital version, unfortunately, does not have that for whatever reason. Dangerville said that Mothra helped Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Kong. What? They did? Where the hell did he get? Damn. Well, you know, I mean, when there's not much to talk about in the world of Godzilla, I mean, sometimes you got to get creative. Did they really do a video about that? All right, now you got me curious. Hold on, now I want to watch this. I gotta hear the reasoning behind it. It might be a good reason. It might be a good, you know. I mean, obviously we know he didn't, but sometimes, you know, I like to do that too. I like to theorize and have fun. So, I mean, let's hear what he has to say. Mothra helped Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Kong. Question mark. MonsterVerse lore. All right. Let's see what this is all about. We'll watch it together. These fucking ads are so annoying. I gotta be honest, I haven't seen the Dangerville video in over a year. Alright.
Welcome to Dangerville. At the end of Godzilla King of the Monsters, fans and viewers were exposed to the sad fate of our beloved Mothra, the Queen of the Monsters. When it appeared like Godzilla was going to lose to King Ghidorah, Mothra made the ultimate sacrifice, throwing herself directly in between the G-Man and Ghidorah's devastating electric blast. In a matter of seconds, Mothra's physical body was destroyed, but her life force lived on. Mothra's fascinating ability to expel her energy and soul upon death was exactly what Godzilla needed to finish the fight. When her power rushed into Godzilla, it fueled him to get back up and finish Ghidorah once and for all, at least in his physical form. After Godzilla went supernova and expelled the massive energy flowing through him thanks to Mothra and the atomic bomb detonated in his face, it appeared like that was the end of Mothra in the MonsterVerse. But the Queen still manages to have a presence in the franchise, and that's the focus for this video. Stomp the subscribe button and hit the bell if you haven't already, and residents, let's get to it. So let's rewind all the way back to the end of King of the Monsters. Godzilla is getting his arse handed to him until Mothra lets herself be killed in order to protect him, and then somehow expels her energy directly into Godzilla, fueling him and leading up to his extremely overpowered state, resulting in the atomic pulse shaped in the form of Mothra
Didn't he just
herself,
talk about this?
almost like her spirit was still alive until that very moment. After the pulse fries Ghidorah, it appeared like the G-Man had used up all his extra powers gained from Mothra's sacrifice. But in Godzilla Dominion, it was revealed that Mothra still lives on inside of Godzilla, well, at least her special connection with planet Earth that made her so powerful. This is why Godzilla remains insanely strong and aware of every little thing going on in his turf, which is now the entire planet. He may not still have the ability to use his supernova attack, but the part of Mothra's power that remained may be even more useful in Godzilla's reign as King of the Monsters. To help bring how Mothra continues to help Godzilla to the surface of this subject, I will read this segment from the graphic novel that describes how Godzilla finally understands that Mothra's gift will always be with him. In flexing his senses, he finds something new, strange. The depths have always been an extension of himself. The waters deep and shallow, the foundations and hollows of the earth, part of him. He always known the pool of the moon in the tides, in his blood, but now the Pale One calls to him. The sky whispers as it never has before. He understands the sense of growth and decay, of health and sickness, of clouds pregnant with rain and grass shriveling in hard soil. The surface of the water used to divide his world like a mirror, above and below. Now they are one. He sees the world anew. She gave him her life. This inner dialogue of Godzilla's thoughts helps explain how Godzilla is naturally in his environment when in the ocean, seas, and great waters around the planet, or when he is deep within the Earth's immense tunnels and hidden gigantic underground chambers, and that he didn't really think of much of the universe beyond Earth, like that of the moon, as anything more than something that moves the tides of the oceans and his very own blood. He knew it was all there, he just didn't think much of it. But after Mothra's life force fused with his own, he not only respected the world out of his natural environment, but now it helped drive him and he could actually feel the entire planet. Now even the surface of the planet, the trees, the mountains, and even the sky and winds were connected deeply within him. What made Mothra so special now resides in Godzilla. Mothra can be described using the term Mother Earth that us humans like to use for our lovely natural world. So in a way, her power transferred to Godzilla, making him not only the king of the monsters, but now Father Earth. After earning Mothra's powers and defeating Ghidorah, the G-Man really became King of Earth. He now had more than his own safety and the natural balance of the Titans to worry about. Now he had to protect the entire planet. Mothra's ability to feel the planet as a breathing, living entity and to be one with all life was now Godzilla's secret weapon and his curse. He can now sense all the good and bad that happens around the planet. If the Earth was happy and healthy, he would feel this energy. If the planet was injured or in harm's way, he would now feel that pain as well. Mothra's sacrifice opened the G-Man's eyes up to being a true protector of the only real thing that needed to be protected, Earth. Instead of killing or forcing his lesser Titan brethren to go back into the ground, he allowed the ones that benefited Earth to remain active as long as they continued to heal his planet, only confronting the Titans known as Destroyers, whose only purpose was to harm and take over, or to keep the monsters who got a bit anxious in line. When it came to the events of Godzilla vs. Kong, Mothra's powers were not showcased directly in front of us, but upon looking closely at Godzilla's actions, we can see a little bit of Mothra's influence. He knew exactly where Kong was in the middle of the world's largest ocean. He sensed Kong thousands of miles underground within the Hollow Earth. He remained an immensely overpowered version of his former self, fighting way more savagely and powerfully than any time we saw him prior to this gift.
Yeah, but that's not because of Mothra.
And at the end of the fight, after he won the crown over Kong, he showed empathy and respect. Mothra may not have had an actual role in the movie, and perhaps the creators of the film didn't quite look at the story between Godzilla and Mothra as deeply as I did here with this video. But for us fans, getting this Easter egg of how Mothra still lives on in Godzilla's life force was one hell of a treat. I hope you liked today's video, residents. Mothra tends to be...
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's definitely a reach. I mean, he could always sense monsters around the planet well before that Mothra sacrifice, so I don't see how that's a connection. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's his opinion, that's his theory, you know. But yeah, I don't buy it. I mean, I don't think there's any connection there at all. Like, I mean, yes, Mothra still lives on in him. That's, you know, I think that's obviously I think we can all agree with that. But I don't think she had anything to do with how he fought in Godzilla vs. Kong. His fighting style was different, but I don't attest that to Mothra. So because Mothra's in him, now he gets down on all fours and starts clawing at somebody. I just think he tapped into a fighting form that was more appropriate for fighting Kong, who was a lot faster and more agile. So Godzilla probably felt the need to try and keep him grounded. by being more aggressive and more tactful. In terms of King of the Earth and all that shit, I mean, that's just theory. You could always say he was King of the Earth even before Mothra. I mean, he is the apex predator. So his hunting ground is the planet. So yeah, he's King of the Earth. I don't think it has anything to do with Mothra. I don't think anything's changed. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's a huge stretch. This is a load of baloney. Dangerville making their reach. Rob, have you seen all the Apple original shows? They are pretty good, especially the movie, The Morning Show for All Mankind. See, no, I'm really not impressed with Apple TV. Like, I only signed up for the free trial so I could watch the Tom Hanks movie, and that was it. And then I looked through their library. It is absolutely very, very small. There's hardly anything on there. They have like shit. They have nothing. Not to say that their shows that they do have aren't good, but I just wasn't interested. I just wanted to see the movie. Since Mothra is in him now, he gets down on all fours. Yeah, I guess. Look, he is a monster channel. He makes primarily Godzilla. Look, it's a dry spell again. Dangerville has 440,000 subscribers. This is probably his primary source of income. So he's got to pump out videos constantly, and he's got to come up with some ideas. It's tough. It's tough to do Godzilla content when you're direct. If you're just a Godzilla YouTuber, you're going to have dry spouts. They're going to be dry spouts. There always are. Trust me, I know. You're going to have dry spells. You can only talk about it so much. You can only have so many theories and you know what I mean? You can only take it so far before you the well runs dry.
You are one awesome motherfucker. Zach Talk super chatted $4.99. Rob, don't do root canal, but the infection can go to your heart. Pull teeth out.
Well, the infection's being taken care of with antibiotics. So it's not like they cut the tooth and then leave the infection there. They take care of the infection. It's hard to do Godzilla content without any Godzilla movies, shows, games, or comics coming out. Yeah. Yeah, and especially when Godzilla goes on his 10-year vacation. He'll have a lot more to talk about next week, so there should be less clickbait. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have noticed that, he's doing a lot of MonsterVerse, so he's basically all his videos are coming from the novels and the comics. That's what all his videos have been. That's what all their videos have been lately. But you can only pull so much from that stuff, So it's not a horrible video. It's a little clickbaity, and it's definitely a huge reach. But that's that. He does content. Godzilla content, and majority of his viewers, their viewers, want to see that. So he's going to do the best he can. But yeah, that's not, that's his assessment based on what he read. I wouldn't agree with that assessment. Not at all. Not even close. But, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's all good. The list is small, but they're pretty good, and it's growing. They're going to be a new show every month. Yeah, maybe I'll revisit it like a year from now. But wasn't Godzilla going to fire mode even without Mothra? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, technically yes. Like, they were already saying that he's going to explode or whatever before Mothra got in him. He was already like supercharged. So we just don't know how strong his fire mode would have been without Mothra, or if it would have been a fire mode, or just, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to tell. I think the Mothra thing was just a throw in, just to, for fans. I don't think, again, yes, she lives on in him. You know what I mean? Does she live on in him to the point where his whole tact changes and he seems strong? Like, his fight, I don't know. again, it's everybody's opinion. Everybody sees things differently. Well, I mean, if you don't like Dangerville based on one or two videos, that's on you. I mean, most of their videos are really good. This is actually the first video I've ever seen from them that was questionable. Like, where are you going with this? Like, are you reading the same thing everyone else is reading? Because I don't think anybody else could deduce that from that segment in the comic. Didn't they hint that she helped him fight the Kong during the old war? Yeah, but not her spirit. It was actually her herself. He would have exploded without Mothra, right? No, I don't think that's really what they were hinting at in the movie. Mothra definitely had nothing to do with his fighting, as they're thinking the tactics that came from the millions of possibly billions of years he did fighting. That's experience. Okay. So basically Godzilla would not have been able to beat Kong without Mothra, I guess. I don't see how that's... No, I don't think he's implying that. I just think he's implying that the way he fought is because of Mothra. That's kind of what I'm gathering from what he was saying. What's up, Karen? You're here 4 minutes before stream ends. I think Mike said on Twitter he would have exploded without Mothra, but I could remember wrong. Oh, okay. So she kept him in pieces. Well, she kept him intact, I should say. Rob, is Godzilla immortal, specifically Legendary's Godzilla? Because I read an article saying that Godzilla, as long as he feeds on radiation, he's immortal and doesn't age. I think there's something definitely along those lines in Legendary lore. Ghidorah or Kong, who's the better enemy of Godzilla? I would say Ghidorah. Rob, think you get a copyright strike if you take a look at Metroid Dread? Considering it's Nintendo, probably. Rob is why Godzilla fought better in the end to finally beat Kong Dong. If Godzilla crawls on all fours, it must be because of Mothra, right? Makes me wonder what's Kong's excuse. Right? Dr. Graham essences still live inside of King Ghidorah. That's true. There you go. It made 99 million in States and 334 million overseas, mostly from China. Godzilla, King of Kaiju. Yeah. Yep. So it wasn't really Godzilla that beat Kong. It was Ghidorah. There you go. There you go, guys. I mean, not Ghidorah, Mothra. Why did I get banned? You're not banned. You're here in chat. If you were banned, you wouldn't be here. Have you seen any of the Scientology documentaries? Some crazy stuff, especially what the Tom Cruise did, I believe, his ex-wife. The only one I've watched was the one with Leah Remini. Is that her last name? Yeah. I watched that one, and then I read up on some of it online about the crazy shit they do. So it's not anything really, it's somewhat conspiratory because it's still not out there as much as you would think it should be. Some of their practices, some of the things they do. But I thought it would be interesting because I know a lot of you guys don't really look into that stuff. And you'd be shocked at some of the shit these people do. Like, the fact that some of these people are not in jail is absolutely insane. And what they allow, some of the things they allow is insane. Yeah, that's true. There you go, Jason. So when Godzilla got up and shook his head, that was really Mothra. Yeah, China basically carries the monsterverse, but people don't want to admit that. Yeah, it's true. That, I mean, you know, that is very true. Yeah, actually, China carries most of the Western movies altogether. That's very true. Martha was mad that Kong was fighting her boyfriend. Yeah, I know. My back is itchy. Itchy, itchy. What even is Scientology? It's actually a religion. I think in 1988, the government indoctrinated it as an official religion. So, which was a big deal for them at the time. They still are. It's not as widespread as it used to be, but even still, it's basically a cult. Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow on Thursday. You guys will see. Rob, you ever see Leaving Neverland? No, I've seen Finding Neverland, but not Leaving. The best design in the Monsterverse out of all? I mean, Mothra's design is pretty good. That was something that I didn't expect them to pull off very well, and they did. Yeah, that's kind of true, Mike. I mean, you won't see Marvel movies hitting billions of dollars. Like if China wasn't involved, Marvel movies would probably do like 600 million. You know what I mean? Maybe 500 million. What are your thoughts on Godzilla YouTubers such as Titan Goji and Monstrosity's Tokusatsu vlog? I've never seen Titan Goji, and I haven't watched a Monstrosity's video in like 4 years. And I don't know what their controversial opinions are. If it's their opinion, it shouldn't be controversy. That's just their opinion. Joker made over $1 billion without China. Yeah, that's a good point. Rob, some upcoming Marvel movies are gonna be banned in China. Good for Disney. That's what they get. Let's see how they do. Yeah, they got pissed about Shang-Chi. What's my favorite car? Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Rally. In fact, I still will buy that car one day. I have to be skinny to drive it though. It's a small car, but it's a nice car. What's going on, Vinyl? No, we're not extending it. I just haven't hit the M button yet. There's also plating Kong's axe being replaced with Godzilla's dick. That'd make it stronger, that's for sure. And bigger. Titan Goji did a 7-hour live stream ranking the Godzilla movies with his friends, and some of them were controversial according to some comments. Like what? Like, give me an example of some of their rankings. Hit the button. Robert, are you going to watch Black Widow in theaters or on Disney Plus? Well, I'm not paying $40 to watch it on Disney Plus, so probably theaters. Disney is out of their fucking mind. They think I'm going to pay for their service and then on top of that, pay for the movie. I wonder if when Trump wins, he'll go into office and his son will just run. I don't know. We got another 3 years before we find out. Maybe Hollywood should piss off China more and become independent. They shouldn't need to rely on China for a movie to be. That's why all these movies suck now. They're being catered to China. You know. What's Shang-Chi? That's the new Marvel movie coming out. They had King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong at the bottom of their list, and they have GMK at mid. Well, there's some Touhou fans that don't like the MonsterVerse at all. You know, they had GMK at mid, at the middle. So what if they have like in their top list? Guys, keep talking. See, the stream won't end. 600 million is still really great. Not everything has to make $1 billion to be successful. Well, it depends on what the budget is. You know, like if you had one of the last two Avengers movie making 600 million, knowing that the budget for those movies was like 320 million, you know, $320 million investment, you're going to want to make at least 900 million minimum, 800 minimum. Outside of Marvel and Star Wars, most movies don't make it over $1 billion. Yeah. Has a DC movie made $1 billion yet? Didn't Aquaman make $1 billion? A couple of DC movies did $1 billion, right? I don't think Wonder Woman did, but didn't Aquaman make $1 billion? Joker and Aquaman, okay. Surprising that Aquaman did. Not that it's a bad movie. I thought it was fun. But I'm just, you know. Monster City has some interesting info on Singular Point, but I don't rely on their opinion on Godzilla films. Why? What's he say about Singular Point? Dark Knight and Joker? Okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. They have G54 at S with Shin Godzilla, Terra Mecha Godzilla, and against Godzilla. Oh, Tears. Okay, I know what you mean. I remember when the Snyderverse was the thing. I know, didn't that cool off? Yeah, cool. Thank God. I hope it stays that way. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. So we'll be back tomorrow. I don't even know what we're streaming about tomorrow. Thursday, Scientology. Friday, we'll do the Godzilla, your Godzilla Dream movie. All right, we'll bring people on. You get 10 minutes to talk about your dream movie. Kind of do it like a pitch, and we'll see which one is good. And then Saturday, we'll probably do another Godzilla one. I gotta finish the Godzilla MonsterVerse. We haven't done that, so we got to do the final MonsterVerse movie for Godzilla with the Biollante and all that. So, but yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow night around 8 o'clock, not around, at 8 o'clock. And shit, I think it's because usually I had been doing Wednesdays for members, and now I'm kind of opening that up. So we'll see what we'll do tomorrow. I'll come up with something. Maybe we'll talk about Loki. So you motherfuckers better watch Loki. Yeah, dentist is until Friday, so hopefully it's not hurting right now. So I took like 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, and then I took an oxycodone, so I'm feeling pretty good. It's probably like a little droopy eye, you know, and my eyes getting, and I'm yawning a little bit. I get on, you know, you take the oxycodone, you're all relaxed, you just want to chill. But that, man, it takes away the pain. So, but all right, guys. Be back tomorrow night. You guys have a good rest of the evening. It's a lot of fun tonight. Thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate it, as always. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Move with the rhythm. Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. You've been working, but you're flirting.